Miracles Abuaje, the latest person than what a year you are John Dramani Mahama, responser or the ma a year essential for Abraham Kobusano, a year Galamsey Hons and Seminole. Or say a year NDC for opposition no. A bag Galamsey Hons and Seminole, no more for India go cry. Cause a year some NDC for the sea a year more power. Most now Abbey ministers, especially Sam George, a year Felix of Fusukwachi. Or some can send P. Editor and another damn Akuffo. Emma Okuti a year Sam George and send ready to be say. A year a wagalam say one thing, same work at Akuffo say, or say Akuffo a wicked and now. Or say if Akuffo wasn't wicked, then this is foolishness. Or say a year and some year Sam George edit to your no more position. On Galam say no. Or this says I'm no more kind now, just say a name response and Mode Magana for not just says I'm no. Now, person will tarnish and another damn Akuffo a image. Namu seno editor Ghana for nam power namu paint namu try and try to a year. And now the damn Akuffo say be am big any power. Namu gain power no so there and some more cano and as some common Ghana food no a different. And then a year more position no and common Ghana food no difference pa na and some the miracles are budget now to be at their money this a year NDC members and as Sam George and if Felix of Squatch and some reno. Ebeko ni agwaguti in some miracles abuaji edit to Ghana before Ebeko na have FunnTV GH. One subscribe and one subscribe. For you check your comment section on me pemono. Ebeki nkani na ede amamo. Yenko ninko timba.
Spin Galamsey until MPP gets out of power. And so the entire period, it was NDC basically turning the entire country against the only man who is known in the history of this country, Danado Danko Akuffo, to have cleaned up our water bodies and make him look like the one that is actually perpetrating Galamsey in this country. Very sad. For me, one of the saddest things anybody would have done to Nana Akuffo is how the NDC made him look bad in the fight against Galamsey. And yet, nobody is on record to have fought Galamsey harder, stronger than Akuffo. At least, if not for anything at all, the resource is there to prove that he made
recently Suleiman Brahma said it. Recently, Suleiman Brahma of the Media Foundation for West Africa said it.
A lot more people are going to say it. Now, when all these things were going on, I made a point. And I have always been consistent. And that's why now I am able to speak and nobody can challenge me as to why I'm speaking. Because I spoke in opposition. My videos are there. I spoke against Galamsey. I spoke against anybody that was involved in Galamsey. And I said that the Galamsey menace is like the drug situation in the Colombians and what have you. You cannot win it with just one group of persons. We must all work together. The NDC disagreed. They thought that no.
What annoys me the most is those who say let's come and sign a pact. A pact for what? Galamsey is a problem. There is a president. There is a government. Fix it. Now you are asking the opposition to come and fix it. Does the opposition issue licenses? Does the opposition issue licenses that we should come and fix it? The people issuing licenses, are they not appointees of the president? Is it not the government issuing a license? Now you want to make it a collective problem? It is not a collective problem. It is your problem. You have created this mess.
Stop Galamsey now! President Akuffo, stop Galamsey now! We will continue this fight and we will continue this struggle until our water bodies are...
That's interesting.
So you see, if Galamsey is festering after you are in office, and some judge says it's either you are wicked, it's wickedness, or it's foolishness. If Akuffo was wickedness, then this is clear foolishness. Why do we still have Galamsey? Why is it still there? Is Akuffo not out of office? According to Sami Jemfi, it is Akuffo and the MPP people who are doing Galamsey. And that once they are voted out of office, Galamsey will cease.
Felix says it here. If you want a proper Galamsey fight, throw Bawumia and MPP out of on December 7th. The only reason why it persists is that major figures in MPP and government are actively involved in it. And as we have heard from Professor Frimpong Boateng say on tape, it is a major source of financing for the MPP. But yes, Frimpong Boateng did say that.
So the Attorney General has referred the national organizer of the NDC and the first vice chairman of the NDC for investigation alleged involvement in Galamsey. So Felix and his people were involved in Galamsey.
No, Felix is not part of it.
But why? I'm saying that Felix and his people, when he was mentioning...
you mean because he says Frimpong Boateng?
I am saying that if Frimpong Boateng's words
or the documents
anything for Felix, then the Attorney General has referred his party's vice chairman and his party's organizer for investigation for involvement in Galamsey.
National officers.
Does it mean that Felix and his government functionaries in 9 months are the ones responsible for destroying our water bodies? Because remember, the MPP are out of office. And according to Felix, once the MPP are taken out of office, the Galamsey will stop. Guess what? The Galamsey has tripled in the past 9 months.
And the Attorney General thinks that the national organization has questions.
Then if you listen to Sami Jamfi, and you listen to Sam George, and you listen to the president said that he hears people say that we should come and know it's the mandate of the government. They should go and do it. It has nothing to do with the opposition. Today, whose mandate is it? Is it not the mandate of the president? Is it the president who is involved in Galamsey? I don't think that John Mahama, His Excellency, is in the mining pit mining. I don't think even if he needs money, it will be money from the mining pit. But I think he's enabling them because he's consuming their money. John Mahama is more interested in the profits from Galamsey than worry about the environment because he's buying gold from them. See, go to TikTok. There's a TikTok account, Galamsey TV. They have over 600 followers. They have videos with 3 million, 4 million views. The Galamseyers have cameras on themselves protesting against the government for buying their gold at 8,000 instead of 12,000.
Yes, I heard that.
So you are an enabler. Why are you buying gold from the criminals? Why? If you are buying,
he said that those monies would have gone abroad.
Perfect.
Of the 6 billion, 4 billion would have gone abroad.
So my point is made.
But when the gold is bought, where does the money go? Where does the gold go? It becomes government of Ghana property.
Yes, but that's the money. That's the money they are now
exporting.
Yes. So we are exporting crime. That's what we are doing. We are exporting process of crime.
So how does the government buy it?
Remember that
somebody mines Galamsey from river bodies and brings it to government.
No, you know the government, the gold board has given licenses to like middlemen, like
to buy for
license buyers. So they go to the villages. You see, when you go to the Galamsey site, in a day nobody's really getting like a pound, like a big one. They call it blade. Blade, like that's like small sizes. So they do like aggregation. Then they will get one sizable size. Then they will sell it to the government license buyer.
Because that's the only legal way to sell.
Yes. One would have thought that the gold board rather would help deal with this. Because if you are holding the gold and you cannot sell to any other person than gold board, then if it is illegal, you cannot sell it.
Yeah.
So it would discourage you. Yeah. But now they are rather buying from them. And I thought that
the president... don't ask where the gold is coming?
I thought the president would even deny it. I was shocked to the bone.
What did he say?
When the president didn't deny it. And he said that, well, out of the 6 billion that they've exported, about 4 billion of it, if not the fact that they are buying anyway, it would have gone to private pockets. So basically, the president is telling us that out of the $6 billion gold they've exported, 4 billion is illegal mining. That's a very serious
75%.
We are in trouble. Paul, we are in big trouble. We are in serious trouble if this is the mindset and the thinking of the president. But guess what? Sam George says that the man who is paid to be president has the ultimate power to end this in a week if he wants. He is Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, for Christ's sake. This is a cabinet minister. He's part of the decision-making when it comes to what needs to be done around every issue in the country. He was in cabinet when the government took a decision to withdraw all the security forces from the mining areas. You know they've been withdrawn, the task force.
Yeah, apparently Akuffo withdrew too.
He was in government.
Yeah, he was, yes.
He was in government. Now you have the presidential staffer, which says that no nation deserves to be governed by a political party like the MPP. How can you gang rape and subject your own country to such Galamsey activities? I dare say that if truly Addo sat in a law class, he will never behave this way. Shameful. I think Bitri should bow her head down in shame that for such a serious national crisis, they took political advantage of it. This government, this NDC government, they should bow their heads in shame for milking this serious Galamsey matter to their political advantage. Sami Jamfi is here. He said if the MPP could not fight Galamsey in 2,805 days, that is since January 7, 2017. With Operation Vanguard, Galam Stop, they can certainly not fight Galamsey in 86 days, whether or not a state of emergency is declared. Remember that this is a government that used 2 years to clean up our water bodies, Akuffo's government. And they cleaned up a water bodies that they, the NDC, had muddied from 2010. 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 7 years, they destroyed our water bodies. It took Akufo 20 months to clean the same water bodies. And here he is, lying, spinning, and making Akufo look bad. Sam George is here again, ranting, saying all manner of things. Galamsey is Ghana's drug trade. It is to Ghana what cocaine is to Colombia. There are cartels involved. These cartels have politicians, chief security personnel involved. Our government is complicit and will not do anything about it. Akufo bears ultimate responsibility. If Akufo was complicit in Galamsey, in spite of all he did, in spite of all he said, then I think John Mahama is the biggest enabler of Galamsey. Because for him, he has admitted on national TV for actually buying gold from these illegal miners. Now, John Mahama and Sami Jemfi and all the NDC guys, when we were calling for a collaboration in dealing with Galamsey, they disagreed with us. They didn't think that it was relevant. They didn't think it was necessary. And I think that's the video we played earlier on. So in the run-up to the 2024 election, you know what the NDC did? They started looking for their parties, their friends, like Professor Jampo, Rasford Jampo, you know, and I kept saying, this man is an NDC guy doing NDC Hachejo. No, he's not. And then Rasford Jampo was all over the place, at some point crying.
Even getting looks to
yes,
go, getting UTAG to go.
At some point crying. Because of the call for state of emergency, he called his own organized labor disorganized labor. And you know what he said? He said that his own colleagues in organized labor, they sat in their rooms and allowed politicians to manipulate them into silence. Today, I asked for example, 8 months now, his political party, that he's enjoying the largesse of the party being in power, have allowed Galamsey to fester so much that it has tripled in terms of the damage to our forest reserves and our river bodies. Has it been manipulated to keep quiet? Why is he not screaming? Why is he not shouting? Why is he no longer talking about the Galamsey that he so much spoke about? Listen, a few weeks to elections, Professor Jampo chased me with a pact, an undertaking, and said that if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doesn't sign that pact, the next day they were going to hold a press conference and call him out. That John Mahama has already signed. It's left with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 1 a.m. I went to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with Professor Jampo's pact. Undertaking 1 a.m. for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to sign it. At 2 a.m., I had to WhatsApp it to him, take a picture and WhatsApp to him so he gets evidence. So he doesn't call Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia out the next morning. I asked Rans for Jampo, where is that pact? Dr. Bawumia did not win the elections. He had a clear plan in dealing with the Galamsey situation. John Mahama made a promise as to what he would do in dealing with the situation. Where is the pact? The Galamsey call, the state of emergency call that Professor Jampo and all his NDC friends were making. What are they doing about it? Let's watch these videos on their call for state of emergency.
On all forms of mining, we want a state of emergency.
Declare a state of emergency.
Just as we declared lockdown during COVID, let there be a certain declaration.
Yes, I think that national emergency be declared now.
And it is his responsibility to deal with Galamsey now.
I get very passionate when I talk about Galamsey issues because I think the president has failed. And this is not politics. This is about leadership.
We want a ban on all forms of mining. We want a state of emergency.
Declare a state of emergency.
Just as we declared lockdown during COVID, let there be a certain declaration.
Yes, I think that national emergency be declared now.
And it is his responsibility to deal with Galamsey now.
I get very passionate when I talk about Galamsey issues because I think the president has failed. And this is not politics.
Wow.
We have 4 cabinet ministers calling for a particular action to be taken by the previous government. And you sit in cabinet with these people and you are looking for solutions to deal with the same menace. And you are asked what you are doing about the state of emergency. And you say that you don't think it is time to do it and that we are not there yet. Then the question is, what were you calling for 9 months ago? Why were you calling for it 9 months ago? What have you done? What have you done? Why?
Because 9 months ago, the turbidity of the water was not as it is today.
It is worse.
But at that time, they were calling for it.
At that time, you were calling for it.
Now it's worse. And they say we are still not there.
And then he says that we have not exhausted all the approach at this way. Let me draw your attention to something. And I'll tell you what. There is not a single action that the John Mahama government has taken since they were sworn in on 7 January about the fight against Galamsey that has not been done in the past.
Yeah, you said that already.
Not even one. He himself, you see, he contradicts himself a lot. He is on video, which has been played, actually saying that he doesn't see the sense and the reason in arresting Galamseyers. In fact, let me remind you, during the 2018-2019 fight by Akuffo, the Galam stopped the vanguard, and the arrest of all these miners, John Mahama actually said it publicly that Akuffo should stop chasing Galamseyers with soldiers, and that he doesn't think that it's sensible, it's wise to use that approach. Meanwhile, you are in office today, and it's the same approach you are using.